Built in 1940 as part of the Work Projects Administration under President Franklin Roosevelt, Building 38 was intended to be an enlisted men's barracks. But soon after it was completed, Pearl Harbor was attacked, and the United States became involved in World War II. Building 38 instead became offices for the newly formed Western Defense Command, created by the War Department to defend the U.S. Japanese attack on the West Coast seemed imminent in those early days of the war. Harry Freeman was among the first soldiers set out to guard the Golden Gate.
Those of us that are on duty of any sort in San Francisco took it very seriously, and so did the population.
American warplanes were caught on the ground and bombed.
Somehow, we didn't trust anything. We just figured they did it once, they might do it again.
That fear only increased when Japanese forces reached North American territory, occupying Alaska's Aleutian Islands.
And all of a sudden, they have to send just about everybody up to the Aleutian Islands because they're invading the United States.
It was the only World War II battle fought in North America, and the only campaign commanded directly from the Presidio headquarters of the Western Defense Command and General John DeWitt. General DeWitt is perhaps best remembered for one of the darker chapters in World War II history, the evacuation of Japanese Americans. Ironically, just before the Pearl Harbor attack, the military began recruiting first-generation Japanese American soldiers, or Nisei, to use in the war effort.
63 years ago. Yeah.
Thomas Sakamoto and Gene Aratsu were newly enlisted privates when they were recruited for a secret mission and told to report to this old hangar at the Presidio's Crissy Field.
We were gathered just outside this building and talking about why are we here?
Their classified mission was to study Japanese so they could serve as translators and interrogators in a war with Japan.
I think it's a good camouflage for a secret school, though,
Yeah.
you know. Who would suspect that
It was a
school?
good beginning.
Yeah.
But as they prepared for their mission, suspicion of all Japanese Americans was growing. General DeWitt himself had come to view anyone of Japanese descent as a potential enemy. His recommendation to evacuate Japanese Americans from the West Coast led to Order 9066, signed by President Roosevelt and carried out by the Western Defense Command at Building 38 headquarters. Soldiers such as Sakamoto and Aratsu were excluded, but their families were not.
When I went to say goodbye to my mother because they evacuated Stockton, my mother, when I parted, she couldn't stand up and just crumbled. That scene still stays with me. And I just walked off. That's how difficult emotionally we faced individually, you know.
Sakamoto and Aratsu both proved their loyalty in war, serving in the Pacific under General Douglas MacArthur. They were among the many Nisei soldiers who played key roles in winning World War II. But until recently, they never talked about their classified mission in the Presidio and the role of Nisei as interrogators in the Pacific.
Throughout the war, we were told what you are doing is classified, secret. So you are not to discuss these things. So after the war, we still did not discuss this. We didn't tell our children what we did. And it's just recently we decided if we don't talk about it now, all the information we have will be gone forever.